Welcome back to the Leadership Transition course. In this module, we will talk about the Parent-Adult-Child model, otherwise called PAC. Now, this model is a very special one because actually, apart from using it as a feedback, it is meant to resolve conflicts between two people or even yourself and someone else. And, unlike other feedback model, this takes into account values, norms, and belief by encouraging leaders and people to try to look at where they stand in a certain situation. And those situations can be that you are at the level of parent or at the level of an adult or at the level of a child. The idea is that as a parent, you can be a nurturing parent or controlling one or critical one. For nurturing, you can be affectionate, you can be considerate and forgiving, and for controlling, you can be autocratic and demanding. As a child, you can be free or adapted, and a free child can be adventurous, affectionate, exciting, and one that is adapted can be anxious, apathic, arguing, arrogant. And as an adult, to be the adult in a conversation, you need to be alert, capable, clear-headed, organized, and rational. Now, the point here is there are people in your teams, and also you as a leader, you grew up in an environment and culture where there are values, norms, and belief. And sometimes in an organization when people talk, sometimes they speak from how they've grown up or the impact that this have on them. A child or a team member who grows up as a child, seeing that there are behaviors that maybe he has controlling parents, that child um, may end up as an adult with similar attributes. And if you're in a situation where two people are arguing, it could be that one is a senior member and the other is a junior, or not necessarily, but one decides to act as the controlling part, as a dominant one, and the other, is more feeling like subdued. In that situation, you as a leader, the advice is to take the adult role, because in your ego states, when you look at your behavior, your thoughts, and your feelings, you need to have abilities that are capable and clear-headed, rational to be able to resolve a situation. And you need to be able to recognize which of the persons in your team are more in the controlling zone or nurturing parent zone, and which of them falls in the child zone. Because this happens mostly when the parent member or person in your team is a senior person in the team, and the other person who is more in the child zone is more like a newbie or someone just learning or still getting up to speed. And with this knowledge, you can really play with these egos of these people, taking into account that they may be in one of those zones and they may have impact from their lifestyle or family background, and you can take advantage to steer the discussion in a way that you can also use other feedback model together with this to provide some solution. So this will mean you have to understand how this works. So if on one hand, one of the persons in the conflict is a critical parents type, then, it will be difficult. So they adhere to rule, they want things done, they are expecting more. And if you're dealing with the other person who is an adaptive child, then if you understand this, then you have to come in a way where you have to bring some support, structure, and other things. So, and you can do a mapping here, in a way that as an adult, so basically you as a leader can act as the adult, where you are in the middle trying to resolve this. You're the one accountable, and you need to be mindful of what should I do if I'm dealing with two people where one is criticizing a lot and the other one is just adapting and not doing much. You know, then I need to go from something like trying to co-create a relationship to put in a structure that helps work. And the other way around would be if you're looking at a situation where one is really interfering and there's a recklessness in the other one, then you look at things like playful attitude and one where you need to give supporting attitude. And for the rest, you need to know how to manage that. But you have to look at things like inconsistency, opposition, recklessness. It could be other words, but the goal here is simply look at the behavior of people, look at who is trying to dominate who. We talked about narcissism, Machiavelli, psychopaths, talked about different dominating temperaments. Understanding that helps you to, you know, put yourself as the adult in between. And if one person seems to behave like the parent, you manage that person in a way that um, feels respected, and the other person feels like a child. In the same way, you manage that person. If both feels like a parent, you also have to put them on a level where they both come to terms with that, using some feedback model to be able to resolve this. You can look up this more on the internet, but it's very important and useful, but not that easy to use. Thank you.